Okay, we want to find the absolute max and the absolute min of a given function on a given interval. We start by finding the critical points. So we take the derivative. This is the power rule on each term. 5x to the 1/4 minus 2x to the negative 3/4. And we set that derivative to 0. So this is our equation. We set that to 0 and solve. That looks like 5x to the 1/4 minus 2 over x to the 3/4 equals 0 when I write the negative exponent as an x to a positive power in the denominator. Now we could use a common denominator here and multiply the left term by x to the 3/4 in the numerator and the denominator. That gives us 5x minus 2 over x to the 3/4 equals 0. So two things here. We have a critical point whenever the derivative is undefined. So we have a critical point of x equals 0 since f prime of 0 does not exist. Right? We can't divide by 0 here. So the derivative doesn't exist at 0. So that's a critical point, a place where the derivative doesn't exist. The other critical point will happen when other critical points would happen where the derivative is equal to 0. So the derivative is equal to 0 if the numerator is equal to 0. So 5x minus 2 equals 0, or x equals 2/5 is another critical point. So we have two critical points, 0 and 2/5. So we've done the first part of this problem. We found the critical points. Now we just want to evaluate the function. At the endpoints, the critical points, the endpoints and the critical points, right? So the endpoints, one of the endpoints is a critical point, 0. The other endpoint is 4, and there's a critical point in between at 2/5. So we have our function f of x equals 4x to the 5/4 minus 8x to the 1/4. So f of 0 equals 0. F of 4, that's 4 times 4 to the 5/4 minus 8 times 4 to the 1/4. F of 2/5 is 4 2/5 to the 5/4 minus 8 times 2/5 to the 1/4. And those numbers are something that we would probably need to use a calculator for. I have done those in advance. If I can, f of 2/5 turns out to be negative 5.09. And f of 4 comes out to be 11.3. So the absolute max, the absolute min, they have to occur at these points, critical points and or end points. So we check each one, we list them, and we rank them, and we can say that the absolute min occurs at the point 2/5 comma minus 5.09, and the absolute max occurs at the point 4 comma 11.3. The actual minimum value attained on this interval is -5. The actual maximum value is 11. And these points listed are where those absolute max and absolute min occur. So that's it. We get the critical points, and then we just check each one, and we rank them. Rank the outputs from greatest to least, and we can see what's our absolute max, what's our absolute min.